Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Wednesday, March 17th, at 8:28 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 746 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. It's a great vaccine. Donald Trump recommends supporters get COVID-19 vaccine as polls show hesitancy. 13 eco-friendly comforters under $300. Antarctic sea floor exposed after 50 years of ice cover. Biden admin restricts Border Patrol contact with media during migrant surge. Dog named Jake from State Farm may be world's most unlucky pet, NC shelter reveals. Man charged with terrorism after devices go off in North Carolina. More inside designer J.J. Martin's exuberant Milan apartment. The suspect in the Atlanta area shootings that killed 8 people, 6 of them Asian women, is a 21-year-old white man arrested after a car chase. Some Republicans say they bungled their fight against Biden's COVID-19 bill, but they still have lawsuits. High risk of large and dangerous tornadoes across South. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Live updates. Suspect in Atlanta, area spa shootings that left 8 dead might have frequented businesses, authorities say, The Washington Post. Toyota, Honda shut U.S. factories as perfect storm disrupts supply chains, The Wall Street Journal. COVID-19 live news updates, variants, tourism and vaccines, The New York Times. Sharon Osbourne felt like a sacrificial lamb in the talk dispute, CNN. Samsung A52, A52 5G, and A72 announced with fast refresh rate screens, The Verge. Biden says Putin will pay a price for Russian efforts to undermine the 2020 U.S. election, CNN. Raiders, John Brown agreed to deal, NBC Sports. Here are all the bombshell revelations from Demi Lovato's documentary Dancing with the Devil, Yahoo Entertainment. Live on March 17th at 9:45 a.m. ET. Jury selection continues in murder trial of the Eric Chauvin, Washington Post. Packers interested in former Patriot center David Andrews, per report, Acme Packing Company. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. James McAvoy delights fans with baking skills on Great British Bake Off. Demi Lovato says she was sexually assaulted as a teen, again before overdosing. Man who murdered teen girl, posted photos of dead body online sentenced to prison. Kelly Ripa adopts a shelter dog and a dilemma. Michelle Obama flips Jimmy Kimmel's sex question back on him. I thought luck was responsible for my good fortune, now I know the truth. VSU president takes student back to school in viral basketball video. Child border crossings are surging, straining U.S. facilities. Amber Ruffin reveals what Archie's royal title would be in Racial Singer. Chris Hayes exposes cowardly truth about Tucker Carlson's vaccine questions. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Pet adoptions have gone virtual in the pandemic. Inflatable unicorn brings joy during pandemic. Couple recreates wedding photos for anniversary. Family needed jumper cables to charge respirator. Demand outpacing supply leads to rising gas prices. Nurse fired for video taken inside hospital. Raccoon ransacks kitchen, found napping in dishwasher. Man confesses to killing grandfather. An early Christmas present for 94-year-old husband. Man arrested in explosives case. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. James Levine, former Met Opera maestro, is dead at 77. EU proposes travel certificate in hope of saving summer season. The Fed meets against a revamped economic backdrop, Hive updates. 8 dead in Atlanta spa shootings, suspect said he had sexual addiction. What to know about the Atlanta massage parlor shootings. 8 people killed in Atlanta area shootings at massage parlors. As vaccinations speed along in Serbia, the country basks in the glow of a successful campaign. Sarah Everard and the UK's deadly violence against women. Double masking can get tricky, here's an easy way to do it right. All your NCAA tournament questions answered. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Chrissy Teigen responds to critics after topless pic interrupted by her son Miles catches backlash. Atlanta shooting suspect tells police attacks not racially motivated. Rochester teens who allegedly set man on fire in apartment now face murder charges. Virgin Voyages to require coronavirus vaccine for crew, guests on all cruises. Kamala Harris supports change to filibuster in Senate to limit minority party power. Pelosi joins Biden in saying Cuomo should resign if allegations are proven true. Atlanta mayor speaks out after mass shooting, calls attacks a crime against us all. California Theme Park Association hoping to mitigate screaming when amusements, thrill rides reopen. Dem governors who followed Cuomo's nursing home policy should face investigation, Rep. Stefanik. MSNBC's Chris Hayes, other liberal pundits called out for misleading tweets about Hunter Biden laptop. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Wednesday, March 17th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. South Florida doctors say healthcare worker mom passed COVID antibodies to baby during pregnancy. How the NCAA tournament will be different, and the same. Tad Boyle and Colorado Buffaloes went from low of lows after Pac-12 tournament to hearing names called on Sunday. NCAA Tournament 2021, 5 potential bracket busters to keep in mind while filling out your bracket. A Grammy salute to the sounds of change comes to CBS on March 17th. Charmaine Walker on VH1's Black Ink Crew, Chicago, things have changed drastically with tattooing. Jim Nantz, Bill Raftery, Grant Hill and Tracy Wolfson share favorite Indianapolis Final Four memories. Man confesses to killing grandfather, pulls human ears from pocket during questioning. NCAA Tournament 2021 Midwest Region Preview, fresh off Big Ten title Illinois looks for first Final Four since 2005. How can you tell the difference between COVID and spring allergy symptoms? The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Meghan Markle gave a shop assistant her autograph in 2009 in case she ever got famous. God-fearing gunman, 21, targeted 3 massage parlors because he blamed them for his sex addiction. Sharon Osbourne hits back at allegations she called former host Julie Chen a wonton. Nicola Sturgeon under pressure after bombshell messages exposed. Ben Shepherd urges royals to share their truth with Harry and Meghan. Glamorous revelers don their finery as they celebrate Cheltenham Festival's Ladies' Day at home. ITV political editor Robert Peston says performing in musical special was a dream come true. Philip Schofield suggests Harry and Meghan have made their point and should shut up. Gallantry medals of Battle of Britain ace who downed 16 Nazi aircraft could fetch 200,000. The Football Association put children at risk by failing to ban 2 serial predatory pedophiles. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Brazil's rolling coronavirus disaster is a global problem. COVID-19 live updates. World figures tout vaccines as exit from pandemic amid skepticism, AstraZeneca concerns. Sex abuse inquiry, English soccer failed to protect youths. The end approaches for Chile's military constitution. Biden defends inaction against Saudi crown prince in killing. Belgian bishop lashes out at Vatican over gay union's decree. South Africa headmaster charged for sending boy into latrine. As Myanmar protesters torch Chinese factories, workers are caught in spy rolling crisis. Japan's failure to recognize same-sex marriage is unconstitutional, court rules. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Biden brands Putin a killer and says he will pay for Russian election interference, live. Coronavirus live news, EU could block exports of vaccines to countries like UK, says Commission President. Atlanta spa shootings, 8 killed including 6 Asian women, latest updates. Slack's review, Killer Jeans horror satire. Markets edgy ahead of U.S. Fed decision, Germany's 2021 growth forecasts cut, business live. Will LeBron James turn out to be the Boston Red Sox unlikely savior? Lights off, France Parker collectives fight pollution one store sign at a time. Is Hamlet about a small village? Asked Grandad. At least this generation can Google it. Adrian Chili's. Starfish emergency and a canine mascot, Wednesday's best photos. Yangon becomes battle zone as Myanmar junta enforces martial law. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. 2 jurors dropped from Chauvin trial after $27 settlement. Suspect in 8 deaths at Georgia spas blames his addiction to sex, sheriff. James Levine, who ruled over Met Opera, dead at age 77. Biden to mark St. Patrick's Day, praise Good Friday Accord. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Atlanta shootings, Asian women among 8 killed at 3 spas. COVID in Europe, vaccine suspension hits rollout as cases rise. COVID, EU plans rollout of travel certificate before summer. Yemen war, how this express regret for deadly migrant center fire. A green glow for St. Patrick's Day around the world. Brazil health service in worst crisis in its history. French globe trapping of birds not allowed, says EU court. Demi Lovato says she was raped as a teenager in new documentary. Airline removes boy, 4, with autism for not wearing COVID mask. Russia's Putin authorized pro-Trump influence campaign, U.S. intelligence says. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. These 12 fruits and vegetables contain more pesticide residue than others, Dirty Dozen study says. Massachusetts to provide vaccines for all, WHO expert backs AstraZeneca vaccine, stimulus checks rolling out, live COVID updates. White supremacist propaganda hit an all-time high in 2020, new report says. Derek Chauvin trial hive, judge cuts 2 jurors who said they cannot be impartial after $27 settlement over George Floyd's death. Clarity for Catholics, it's okay to get Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine, if it's the only one available. 8 dead in 3 shootings at massage parlors in Georgia, police investigating motive, suspect arrested. Atlanta area spa shootings, suspects arrested after 8 people killed at 3 massage parlors, most victims were Asian. Justice League evolved emotionally after tragedy. 1-year-old fighting for his life after being shot in the head by Houston police, attorneys say. Laura Pausini grateful for Oscar nod during lockdown. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Column, why do so many Mexican Americans defend Speedy Gonzales? Will off-roading end at Oceano Dunes? Coastal Commission to consider fate of controversial park. Tim McOsker, former political aide and Los Angeles Police Department union lobbyist, launches bid for city council. Column, the killing of Latasha Harlins was 30 years ago, not enough has changed. A lost year for high school students, loneliness and despair, resilience and hope. 35 million Californians now have a reopened economy amid more energy, more optimism. UCLA can shield identities of Palestinian rights advocates to prevent harassment, judge rules. Los Angeles Police Department officers responding to reported assault shoot man in South Los Angeles. LA prosecutors will identify cases involving retired Los Angeles Police Department cop who yelled racial slurs at black motorist. Former prosecutor announces bid to challenge first-term Orange County DA. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Wednesday, March 17, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Microbes unknown to science discovered on the International Space Station. Biden believes Putin is a killer, the price he's going to pay, you'll see shortly. Cambodian policewoman showered with gifts after being shamed for breastfeeding at work. Biden says Putin will pay a price for 2020 election interference. EU threatens tougher vaccine export curbs in dispute with UK, US. Egypt Army raised more than 12,300 buildings in Sinai in probable war crimes, HRW. More than 400 people have been convicted in sweeping crackdown in Belarus following mass protests against President Oleg under Lukashenko's regime last year. As demonstrations subsided, activists, protesters and journalists prosecuted in court systems since become conveyor belt of guilty verdicts. Court rules Japan's failure to recognize same-sex marriage is unconstitutional. Landmark Japan court ruling says not allowing same-sex marriage is unconstitutional. First baby born with COVID-19 antibodies after mother receives vaccine. A Japanese court ruled for the first time Wednesday that the government's failure to recognize same-sex marriage is unconstitutional as it violates the right to equality. Oldest woven basket in the world found in Israel, dates back 10,000 years. Myanmar soldiers and police flee Chin State to India with tales of violence. The military was giving orders to kill innocent people, who are like my own mother and father, he told AFP. In landmark ruling, Japan court says not allowing same-sex marriage is unconstitutional. The next headlines are from Forbes. Domestic extremism is most lethal and persistent terrorism threat to U.S., says Mayorkas. Atlanta shooting updates. Suspect says was motivated by sex addiction and not racism, was planning to head to Florida. Buffalo Bills add elite receiver in Emmanuel Sanders with 1-year, $6 million deal. Disneyland will reopen part of California Adventure tomorrow with a full reopening expected in April. Tornadoes, severe thunderstorms expected to slam southeast U.S. Hollywood learned the wrong lessons from James Cameron's breakout sequels. The 6 new forces of the COVID economy. Entertainment stocks soar, 10 reasons for even greater Hollywood bullishness. BTS earned their first double platinum certification in the U.S. with Dynamite. NCAA coaching carousel, Utah fires Larry Krystkowiak after 10 seasons. The next headlines are from Nature.com. COVID-19 acts as a catalyst in India's quest for self-sufficiency. Japan and South Korea pursue shared interests. A guide to the Nature Index. Politics and the pandemic disrupt migration patterns in research. Chlorophyllis. Publisher correction, Lifetime and Improving European Healthcare Through Cell-Based Interceptive Medicine. Abel Prize celebrates Union of Mathematics and Computer Science. Rare birds in Australia have forgotten how to sing their own song. Partnerships in progress. Pink hair, deadlier COVID and the trove of bad coronaviruses. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,692,593,086 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Katarina Harder set to direct Silver Bridges Parox drives for authenticity exclusive. Pussy Riot House arrest likely to be extended, case hearing this week. Snap acquires apparel sizing analytics firm to boost Snapchat shopping features. Grammy salute to Sounds of Change, with Andre Day, Eric Church, Gladys Knight, airs tonight. Britney Spears, Joe Exotic documentaries commissioned by UK's BBC 2. Acorn TV orders Queens of Mystery Season 2, Global Bulletin. New group aims to warn advertisers about podcast perils, Hot Talk. Mini driver to launch talk show podcast asking select guests same 7 existential questions exclusive. UK newcomer Holly Humberstone signs with Darkroom Interscope Records. Chopped takes on Cannabis and Generation Z and new additions for Discovery Plus. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Atlanta shooting suspect is believed to have visited spas he targeted. Catalonia is set to launch its own space agency. Will it fly? Watch Live, DHS Secretary testifies as border swells with young migrants. Biden says U.S. may miss deadline for withdrawing troops from Afghanistan. Deaths of migrant children want former official as border surge increases. Drawing a line in the mud, scientists debate when age of humans began. On The Last Friend, Michael League imagines death as a benevolent companion. From Amazon to FedEx, the delivery truck is going electric. Landlords struggling to stay afloat see lifeline in COVID-19 relief for renters. Anti-Asian attacks rise during pandemic. Read NPR stories on the surge in violence. The following headlines are from The Week. Solving COVID, March 17, 2021. Biden tells Democrats to make the Senate work again. The Trump presidency was a disaster for the Trump organization. Biden calls Putin a killer, vows he'll pay a price for interfering in the election. Trump's final border wall spree left a disjointed mess resembling conceptual art. White supremacist propaganda sharply increased in 2020, Anti-Defamation League reports. The Daily Business Briefing, March 17, 2021. 10 Things You Need to Know Today, March 17, 2021. Biden face plans on evangelical outreach. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. What does Build Back Better look like for live music? Barrier breaking. Truly Texas Mexican bites off more than it can chew. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. Abnormal shrimp, an apex predator or barely chewing? The next headlines are from Universe Today. Frosty sand dunes on Mars. A Titan mission could refuel on site and return a sample to Earth. It turns out that the world's oldest impact crater isn't an impact crater. Do supermassive black holes come from supermassive stars? These are the news headlines for today, Wednesday, March 17th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Early science results, and more sounds, from Perseverance Mars rover. Was ancient Earth a water world? Highest energy cosmic rays originate in star clusters, not supernovae. Climate change altering Earth's rivers. Life materials found on asteroid Itokawa. How Antarctica was linked to old Gondwana neighbors. Billions of cicadas may be coming soon to trees near you. The next news is from Politico. The vaccines that could stop COVID-19. European Union's COVID travel pass will let countries choose Russia, China vaccines. Biden's first 100 days. Biden, Putin will pay a price for interfering in 2020 election. What it will take to break the U.S.-Iran impasse, a Q&A with Iranian Foreign Minister Javad Zarif. State Department announces sanctions on Chinese officials over Hong Kong crackdown. Poll, 72% approve of COVID relief law. 6 cities where police reform is shaping the race for mayor. Vaccine passports pose ethical thicket for Biden administration. Newsom plans to fight like hell to save political legacy. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Secret plan outlined which patients would miss out if hospitals were overrun. Japanese court rules same-sex marriage ban violates constitution. French exits Lucas Hedges, the man who mistook himself for a character. Part slasher, part superhero, Doom Guy is back in a big way. The latest illustrations from artist Kathy Wilcox. The latest illustrations from artist Mike Davidson. The latest illustrations from artist Matt Golding. The latest illustrations from artist Andrew Dyson. Best of Cartoons, March 17, 2021. Best of Cartoons, March 18, 2021. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Market snapshot, Dow trades flat but Nasdaq slides ahead of Fed decision. The tell, how stocks, bonds and the dollar have responded to every Fed meeting since September 2019. Futures movers, oil prices fall as U.S. supply climbs a fourth weekend after IEA deems supercycle unlikely. Retirement hacks, get triple the tax benefits with an HSA, and find an affordable health plan while you're at it. Best new ideas in retirement, a new law would force employees to contribute to their 401k. Best new ideas in retirement, a solution to the retirement crisis exists, but only on paper, so far. London markets, FTSE 100 under pressure, but BT surges after mobile spectrum auction. The Wall Street Journal, is it harder to get into college in 2021? Tesla CEO Elon Musk is no longer selling one of his tweets about NFTs. ETF investing, 16 small cap stocks that could get a boost from ETF buying. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Indian Institute of Spices research bags patent for biocapsules, The Hindu. Writing a new chapter on innovation, UC San Diego Health. Patent system stifles innovation it was designed to encourage, manufacturing.net. What is your invention worth? EE Journal, EE Journal. Perspectives, Biden's patent chief will have immense power over drug prices, don't hog the COVID patents, Kaiser Health News. How to use standards contribution data to understand SEP portfolios I am. Huawei to charge mobile giants for access to 5G patents, The Irish Times. China files record number of patent applications in 2020, ECNS. On the patent eligibility of information processing McDonnell Bonin Halbert and Berghoff LLP, JD Supra, NUWC Keyport, PSNS Invest in Technology Transfers for Industry Use, DVIDS. The next headlines are from Quartz. The geopolitical buzzword of the moment is the Indo-Pacific. China is boosting its vaccine diplomacy with visa perks for taking its shots. The burnout issue. Europe has never been confident in COVID-19 vaccines. Nigeria's crypto startups and traders are still at the mercy of its central bank. Atlanta mass shooting, vaccine diplomacy in Africa, fashions diversity. Economists are banking on young digital entrepreneurs to pull Africa back from COVID-19. Apple's recent moves give it a winning chance in India, but there's a catch. The rich biodiversity in and around Delhi is in dire need of protection. Bad Astra? The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Maryland legislators pass bill that would keep most teens from being prosecuted for sexting. Apple sued over diverse images, which is all idea and no specific expression. Florida Sheriff's Office sued for using predictive policing program to harass residents. Tech Dirt Podcast Episode 274, Lessons in Innovation from the History of Fabric. Netflix starts cracking down on the diabolical menace of password sharing. Google's efforts to be better about your privacy, now attacked as an antitrust violation. Daily Deal, the 2021 Premium Python Bootcamp Bundle. Man sues Hertz for not turning over a receipt that would have cleared him of murder charges until after he spent 5 years in jail. UK Home Office floats bill that would make it illegal to be too loud during a protest. Even murkier, Microsoft says some Bethesda games will indeed be Xbox, PC exclusives. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Damian Lillard. Sixers. Demi Lovato. When is St. Patrick's Day? Krispy Kreme. Celtics. Robert Aaron Long. St. Patrick's Day. Candace Owens. LeBron James. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Delaying sanctions lift even for 1 hour's great betrayal of Iran, Rouhani warns factions, ahead of presidential election. I have not threatened to kill anyone, Bosnian tennis number 1 Damir Dzumhur denies making chilling threat to umpire in match. Tesla stock is a bubble and it is going down, top fund manager says. Russians are pretty good scientists, EU internal market chief says he has no reason to doubt Sputnik V vaccine. UK's smoking ruin of a health department forced government to take charge of COVID vaccine rollout, says PM's X8 Cummings. Thousands of submissions from dozens of countries received at annual photo contest in memory of slain journalist Andrei Stenin. English FA blames ignorance and naivety for horrific institutional abuse of generations of youngsters amid Barry Bennell scandal. UK's Johnson says best thing about AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine is he's getting it very, very shortly. NFL superstar Deshaun Watson looking forward to clearing name amid publicity seeking sexual assault allegations. Gold symbolizes strength of a country. Poland plans to add more bullion to its coffers. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Swaptions market hasn't been this excited in a year ahead of Fed. VW shares continue to scorch higher on EV promises Tesla slumps. EU threatens to halt UK vaccine exports as COVID third wave intensifies. Rabo, will this look like the 2013 taper tantrum, or the 1994 Bond massacre? BMO strategist finds market signs that only develop ahead of major corrections. WTI extends losses as crude stocks surge to 4-month highs. Taby asks, without Trump, is a depression in television coming? What will the Fed do today? The complete FOMC preview. The cult of Cathie Wood. Blaine, Europe's vaccine rollout is in tatters. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Coinbase pegs valuation at $68 billion ahead of landmark listing. Biden, Putin is a killer, Russia will pay for election meddling. Sex abuse inquiry, English football failed children for 35 years. EU envoys agree first China sanctions in 3 decades, diplomats. As Europe looks to summer, EU sets out coronavirus passport plan. Climate concerns to crime, Bitcoin's dark side draws scrutiny. U.S. white supremacist propaganda surged in 2020, report. The U.S. and China, avoiding a meltdown. First batch of COVAX-supplied vaccines arrives for Palestinians. Serbia's vaccine diplomacy in China's shadow. The next headlines are from Breitbart. Pelosi says Joe Biden blameless for border crisis, he's not quite 2 months in office. Watch Live, DHS Mayorkas defends his side door, max migration plans. Poll, 75% support voter ID law, including 60% of Democrats. Marvel Comics' latest Captain America is a gay LGBTQ activist. Report, source backed LA District Attorney to downgrade hardcore gang unit. Delling poll, Matt Hancock is proud to be dyslexic, okay, so. California begins to reopen, slowly, as most of state enters red coronavirus tier. Police review 15,000 death certificates at NHS opioid euthanasia hospital. USS Monterey conducts joint patrol exercise with Israeli warships. UK Uber to pay drivers minimum wage, benefits after court ruling. The next headlines are from UPI News. $1 million winning lottery ticket was in winner's vehicle for 2 months. Cave harvested Turkish honey dubbed world's most expensive. Nova Scotia boy finds message in a bottle from 1995. Watch, moose on the loose forcibly evicted from Utah neighborhood. Dog driver blamed for crashing owner's Jeep into Wisconsin building. Watch, pepper crop destroyed by hailstorm rescued by hot sauce company. British man drinks Capri Sun in 16.65 seconds to set Guinness record. Pata's monkey escapes from Taipei Zoo in Taiwan. Watch, bridal party's limo catches fire on way to Las Vegas church. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. One of archaeology's great mysteries nearly solved as scientists piece together 2,000-year-old computer. Texas and Philly join movement to dim lights at night, making it safer for migrating birds. Medals found in dumpster reveal her dad was a World War II hero but never told anyone. Watch. Wall Street bets traders donate $300,000 to adopt gorillas from Dian Fossey Fund. The ever-growing pile of electronic waste is now on the decline, study finds. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Wednesday, March 17th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. No screening on California theme park rides, guidelines say. She kept a library book for 63 years. It was time to return it. RV driver annihilates new Jeep Wrangler by flat-towing it in gear. Florida assistant principal, daughter arrested in homecoming queen vote scandal. Flaw woman who allegedly pretended to be plastic surgeon, botched nose job is arrested mid-procedure. Ontario man forgets what car he's driving and reports it, and his child, missing. How the cannibals from New Guinea ate the heir to the Rockefellers' fortune. Florida assistant principal, daughter arrested in homecoming queen vote scandal. People on TikTok are sitting on toilets backwards so they can't eat while they poo. Why Channel 37 doesn't exist, and what it has to do with aliens. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. NASA spotted a snake-like exoplanet that shed and regrew its own atmosphere. Learn to profitably run ads on Facebook with this comprehensive training for less than $4 per course. This AI-powered tool is how you create the ironclad resume for landing the job of your dreams. What does it cost to charge an F? We show you the math. What's GAN, and why is it the next big thing in charging? College sports are booming, but women are being left out. Closing roads near schools cuts NO2 levels by 23% in London. Uber will finally pay UK drivers minimum wage, but there's a catch. Xiaomi debuts a trio of Redmi 4K TVs in India starting at $450. To raise funds, or not to raise funds, that is the question. The following headlines are from Science Daily. How life on land recovered after the Great Dying. Catching electrons in action in an antiferromagnetic nanowire. Researchers discover how cryptic species respond differently to coral bleaching. The potential economic impact of volcano alerts. Jupiter's dawn storm auroras are surprisingly Earth-like. Picking up a book for fun positively affects verbal abilities. Non-DNA mechanism is involved in transmitting paternal experience to offspring. Lightning strikes played a vital role in life's origins on Earth. What happened to Mars's water? It is still trapped there. Swarmulation used to design active materials for self-regulating soft robots. The next headlines are from Information Week. Ways to break gender gridlock in cybersecurity careers. 6 tips for IT pros aspiring to be a modern-day CIO. Finding the right balance of on-site and at-home IT workers. AI 1 year later, how the pandemic impacted the future of technology. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Wednesday, March 17th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA astronaut Mark Van Hey available for interviews prior to launch. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Thomas L. Friedman, 1 year later, we still have no plan to stop the next pandemic. Who's Jacob Conover? He's Buy's dark horse in the race for the open starting quarterback position. Exclusive, Utahns missed out on millions in coronavirus relief due to test Utah's COVID-19 testing. Letter, to riff off Mike Lee, what might be the devil's stance on voting rights? Tanner Ng expected to resign from the Utah County Commission. Letter, endgame bill is the work of willfully reckless politicians. NCAA announces contingency plan to prevent biplane on a Sunday, should the Cougars make it to the Sweet 16. Yellowstone's tallest geyser springs back to life, and Utah scientists want to know why. Neil in McBain, LDS Church commits cultural violence by removing murals from temples. Leonard Pitts, Republicans considers ballots more dangerous than bullets. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. Mars may hide oceans of water beneath its crust, study finds. Startup debuts airless bicycle tire based on NASA rover tech. Lightning may have created an ingredient needed for life to evolve. Scientists stunned to discover plants beneath mile deep Greenland ice. Microsoft reiterates VR for console is not a focus for us. Google's second-gen Nest Hub will watch you sleep. In first, Uber agrees to classify British drives as workers. Utah campaign against porn marches on with phone filter ban. NVIDIA confirms it accidentally unlocked RTX 3060 Ethereum mining. Olipa's browser has been deleted from Chinese app stores. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Young girl hit by motorcycle near Branson, Missouri, in serious condition. Lake St. Louis 16-year-old makes it to Hollywood on American Idol. Several southern states on alert for possible tornado outbreak. Stimulus checks hit many bank accounts starting Wednesday. Go, St. Louis Marathon opens more spots for runners. St. Louis County Police Department hiring 911 dispatchers. Thunderstorms with heavy rain, flash flooding and hail possible Wednesday. Beyond the Blarney, breaking down facts, myths, traditions of St. Patrick's Day. Ms. out to demolish 8 buildings, sell 1 to save millions. St. Charles County officer hailed as hero after saving elderly couple from burning home. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Cajon Valley sets date to resume full-time in-person learning. San Diego County moves into red there, indoor dining, movie theaters opening. Local gyms prepare to reopen indoors at 10% capacity. Grab your popcorn, historic North County Theater to reopen under new red tier rules. List, what's open, closed in Balboa Park. U.S., despite threats, foreign hackers didn't disrupt election. 3 men ages 40 to 65 in homeless camp killed by driver. Tiger Woods returns home to continue post-surgery recovery. 8 killed, including 6 Asian women, in Atlanta area massage parlor shootings, man in custody. Dog bites officer during call about armed woman near Petco Park. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. The Courier Review, Cumberbatch plays a salesman who becomes a spy in the Cold War thriller based on a true story. Review, in the Courier, Cumberbatch is an everyman spy. Review, in the Courier, Cumberbatch is an everyman spy. Trident, Aid and Spies, Key Points in UK's Integrated Review. 5 times women choked, molested and stalked but male attackers spared jail. Next generation Subaru WRX in thin camouflage appears in spy photos. What's moving the market Tuesday? DuckDuckGo browser extension vulnerability leaves Firefox, Edge users open to potential cyber snooping. DuckDuckGo browser extension vulnerability leaves Edge users open to potential cyber snooping. Killing Eve to end with 4th series and Jodie Comer says it's one to remember, The Guide Liverpool. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. Air Force B-2 Spirit stealth bombers arrives in Portugal. Ricardo defense to improve safety of U.S. Army's iconic HMMWV. U.S. tells Congress of plans to sell Javelin anti-tank missiles to Norway. U.S. State Department approves Stryker infantry carrier purchase by North Macedonia. Russian military helicopter violates Ukrainian airspace. DARPA, Silvus announced next step for next-generation target recognition technology. Raybird 3 unmanned aircraft achieves autonomous takeoff from moving car. Hanwha-led team reveals new details about its Redback fighting vehicle. Ukrainian Navy finally accepts its first Neptune cruise missile system. U.S. Navy gets one step closer to autonomous refueling tankers. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. A fight for women's suffrage in the early days of the Chinese Republic. China approves 5th COVID-19 shot in push to vaccinate 500 million by end of June. Valium and other meds for sale illegally as online pharmacies boom in China. Tech companies hit hard in this year's 315 Gala. Beijing is going to restrain and not kill it. New surveys find Chinese women still struggle to achieve equality both at work and at home. Shanghai by motorbike, ghost cities, oil fields, and alien ruins. An artist in her gun in 1989, shall lose accidental revolt. Chinese pharma's history of counterfeits, fakes, and quality issues. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Wednesday, March 17, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Stimulus checks, Wells Fargo bank app crashes as customers track payment status. Stimulus checks hit Chase and Wells Fargo accounts starting Wednesday. Track the rain, another round of Bay Area showers. Massage parlor deadly shooting suspect potentially planned more violence, police. East Bay children get back to school in 5-phase plan. European Union proposes COVID passes for summer travel. Free chicken biscuits, here's how to score breakfast this week at Wendy's. Children's Fairyland to welcome back visitors this week. One dead in Castro Valley shooting, search for suspects continues. More help on the way to black-owned businesses hit hard by pandemic. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Peter Aitken, 2021 candidate for Lake Zurich Community Unit District 95 School Board. Mindy Dupee, 2021 candidate for Lake Zurich Community Unit District 95 School Board. Lisa Warren, 2021 candidate for Lake Zurich Community Unit District 95 School Board. Eileen Maloney, 2021 candidate for Lake Zurich Community Unit District 95 School Board. Katie Barr, 2021 candidate for Lake Zurich Community Unit District 95 School Board. Scott McConnell, 2021 candidate for Lake Zurich Community Unit District 95 School Board. Police, Georgia shooting suspect may have sexual addiction. Schaumburg Convention Center preparing for mass vaccination. We want to heal, and she won't let us. Family, prosecutors again seek justice for Roni. Can states strike a balance for a more normal summer? What officials say. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Leavenworth cancels Oktoberfest celebrations for second year in a row amid COVID-19. Former Seattle City Council President, Interim Mayor Bruce Harrell announces 2021 mayoral bid. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC, Namibia. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. Drought is ongoing in Malawi, Mozambique. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.7 m, depth 10 km, in West Chile rise March 17, 2021, 012 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.6 m, depth 10 km, in Maldives March 17, 2021, 004 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Pacaya in Guatemala. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Wednesday, March 17th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cipher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. And one more thing, further thoughts on how the IC can do better. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. How can Texas make vaccines more accessible? Task force sends recommendations to Governor Abbott. Study examines how sleep, stress could impact response to COVID vaccine. Shootings at 3 Georgia spas leave 8 dead, man in custody says crime not racially motivated, officials. Deshaun Watson responds to reported lawsuit by Tony Busby. Wait, so a home in SF will actually get a verified badge crest? Yes, says local artist. Peeps back in production after shutting down due to COVID-19 pandemic. Driver in fatal crash to make first court appearance. Line of rain moves toward Houston as a cold front approaches. Houston's journey to the center of the skateboarding world. U.S. Putin approved operations to help Trump against Biden in 2020 presidential election. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Angie's List changes its name to Angie. AP source, Washington adding CB Jackson on $42 million, 3-year deal. 49ers hand Trent Williams' richest contract ever at OL. Thailand says $11 seized in wildlife trafficking sting. A good boy again, Biden's dog will return to the White House. Movement for Black Lives opposes George Floyd Justice Act. Will work from home outlast virus? Ford's move suggests yes. Corporations become unlikely financiers of racial equity. Sabres fire coach Kruger while in midst of 12-game skid. EU chief says AstraZeneca shortfalls slow vaccine campaign. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. NYPD rejects City Council request to release more internal misconduct records. NYC begins ranked choice ballot tally in Queens. NYPD deploys officers to Asian communities out of an abundance of caution after Georgia mass shootings. Extra, parents are extremely eager to send kids back to school, survey says. After landmarking effort, city buys Brooklyn house with ties to Underground Railroad. Are dip pin dots fallen from the sky, or just a little grapple? Shakespeare in the Park returns to the Delacorte for summer 2021. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Why NYC school closures might no longer be needed. Yang claimed to have raised $6.5 million in mayoral rent so far, but trails behind Adams and Stringer. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Light earthquake, M4.9 quake has struck near Greenland Sea. Light earthquake, 4.9 mag strikes near Greenland Sea. Moderate earthquake, 5 mag strikes near Kermadec Islands region. Moderate earthquake, 5.1 mag was detected near Kermadec Islands region. Light earthquake, 4.8 mag has occurred near the North Island. Minor earthquake, 2.8 mag strikes near Gardendale in Texas. Minor earthquake, 2.9 mag was detected near Gardendale in Texas. Moderate earthquake, 5.2 mag was detected near Santa Cruz in Chile. Moderate earthquake 5.2 mag, Kermadec Islands region. Light earthquake, 4.2 mag has occurred near Ternate in Indonesia. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Every girl can't be a scientist until we make big changes. Living hell, concerns mount over dramatic deterioration in Yemen conflict. 5 steps to combat gender-based violence globally. Inequality, COVID-19 and the plight of the young. Sustainable Development Goals can guide Asia-Pacific to build back better. COP26 and India's NDCs. Policy inconsistencies and poor research slow young farmers in Africa. Magellan, Inquisition and Globalization. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Columbia University hosting 6 separate graduation ceremonies based on income level, race, ethnicities. Tulsi Gabbard blasts globalist organization for releasing fake news report to foment war with Syria. Matt Taibbi, the Sovietization of the American press. U.S. COVID relief was enough to give every taxpayer $41,870. Digital trails, how the FBI identifies, tracks and rounds up dissidents. Discovery identifies non-DNA mechanism involved in transmitting paternal experience to offspring. Israel behind mysterious attacks on Iranian oil tankers, report claims. When it comes to vaccines, suddenly from verses with matters again. White House, it's Trump's fault that 4,200 children are now sleeping on floor of cages with no sunlight. Italy launches manslaughter investigation as teacher dies hours after getting AstraZeneca jab. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. St. Patrick's Day in NYC to be largely virtual for second year. White supremacist propaganda surged in 2020, report says. Look out, Labs, French Bulldog's now second most popular U.S. dog. Tiger Woods returns to Florida to recover from car crash. Georgia massage parlor shootings leave 8 dead, man captured. Did Democrats vote against notifying ICE when illegal immigrants buy guns? CBS says the talk staying off air after racism talk. A dam in Oregon could fail in a large earthquake. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Senator Johnson distorts report on violence in defense of his remarks on BLM, Antifa. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Massage parlor massacre suspects had sexual addiction, sheriff. Biden says Vladimir Putin is a killer who is devoid of a human soul. Families trapped at the border say Biden has betrayed them. Going 10 rounds with retired Celtics star Paul Pierce. How COVID stopped the next comedy boom in its tracks. Iowa House race becomes funhouse mirror of toxic 2020 politics. Was Tamika Mallory's Grammy spot benefiting off the blood? Looks like Scranton Joe has a little swamp problem, too. The not-so-secret codes helping people jump the vaccine line. Netflix's college admissions scandal doc Operation Varsity Blues is an eye-opener. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Florida man charged with killing neighbor over property dispute. Cara Delevingne says she was homophobic, suicidal before coming out. Indians aimed Rosario experiment off to a horrendous start. Protesters in Myanmar fight back amid violent crackdown. Our prayers are with you, Cardinal Dolan tells Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Listen, octave of light turns exoplanet data into music. Astronomy reviews Unistellar's F-scope. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Dead Sea Scroll discoveries open a new window into early humanity. Atlantic Ocean circulation weakens, sparking climate worries. Dangerous coronavirus variants spread across U.S. as states ease restrictions. How Facebook plans to fight COVID-19 disinformation. Facebook plans to help 50 million users get vaccinated. Countries across Europe suspend use of AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine over blood clot fears. School solar panel savings give every teacher up to $15,000 raises. Moderna announces COVID-19 vaccine trials for children. Slowdown of powerful current system could negatively impact climate patterns, study says. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Suspect in Atlanta shootings may have frequented spas before, blames sex addiction, cops. Biotech researcher arrested for alleged attempts to acquire poisonous substance ricin. New York man busted 3 times in one day on different drug charges, state police. 2 jurors dropped from Derek Chauvin's trial over fears of impartiality after Floyd family settlement. Former Top Gear presenter Sabine Schmitz, Queen of the Nürburgring, dead at 51. New COVID strains first detected in California, officially variants of concern, CDC says. Prince Harry has spoken with royals William and Charles since interview, but chat's not productive, Gayle King says. 1-year-old Houston boy still fighting for his life after being shot in the head by police, says mom. A sign of spring and new beginning, smaller, quieter St. Patrick's Day parade returns to New York City. Suspect sentenced in murder of teen internet personality Bianca Devins, posting graphic photos of her body online. The following headlines are from military.com. The Army has a timeline for when soldiers will test robotic combat vehicles. As troop pullout looms, Afghanistan fighting for its very survival, IG says. Biden calls Afghanistan withdrawal deadline of May 1 tough. U.S. Putin approved operations to help Trump against Biden. Top U.S. officials weigh North Korea options in talks in Seoul. Fort Hood non-commissioned officers prevented soldiers from reporting crimes, investigators tell Congress. Why you should trust drone ships and unmanned tech, according to the Navy. Some Air Force pilots are eligible for up to $420K in aviation bonus payments. Montford Point Marine, veteran of 2 wars, dies at 91. Naval Academy sets punishments to stop MiGs violating strict COVID restrictions. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Roundy's employee fatally shot 2 co-workers at Wisconsin warehouse, later dies, union official says. Illinois launches plan with some pharmacists to provide COVID vaccinations as nursing homes raise concerns over ongoing need. LaSalle County manhunt spurred by couples killing ends with arrest of their daughter's ex-husband. Watch Live, CPS chief gives update on vaccinations for teachers, staff. Watch Live, Governor J.B. Pritzker discusses effort to improve vaccine equity. 2 men hoping to hook up with a woman they met online instead beaten and robbed by thieves in ski masks, Chicago police say. Coronavirus in Illinois updates, here's what's happening Wednesday with COVID-19 in the Chicago area. 2 men charged with attempted murder, carjacking and attacks minutes apart in Lawndale neighborhood. Daywatch, ineligible Trump Tower employees vaccinated, CPS announces high school reopening target date and Wrigley Field 2021 concert lineup in place. Illinois legislators begin redistricting process amid census delays that complicate an already raucously partisan event. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Not just for numbers, anchoring biases decisions involving sight, sound, and touch. New technique detects minute particles of plastics in snow, rain and even soil. Crystal structure prediction of multi-elements random alloy. What brings olfactory receptors to the cell surface? Zip codes for odor sensors identified. Modeling the probability of methane hydrate deposits on the seafloor. Greenland's ice melted away at least once in last million years. Study finds plants would grow well in solar cell greenhouses. Genome scalpel invented for industrial microalgae to efficiently turn carbon dioxide into biofuel. Elusive protein complex could hold the key to treating chromosomal disorders. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Wednesday, March 17th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Where does the food in your garbage disposal go? Despite North America's recent deep freeze, the heat's still on globally. Pandemic plastic is flooding the oceans. How slow, deep breathing taps into a natural rhythm in our bodies. 7 ancient indigenous inventions that are part of our lives today. Best CBD oil for pain, top 5 brands in Buyer's Guide. Best sleep aid supplements, top natural sleep support pills. Best keto diet pills review, top BHB ketone supplements 2021. Best testosterone booster supplements, 2021 list. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. We can rest when we retire, Rashford rejects burnout fears. Minorities underrepresented in Service Academy nominations. CB Justin Coleman agrees to one-year contract with Dolphins. 4 killed, 1 wounded in shooting in Phoenix home, police say. Explainer, stakes high as Moscow opens first of 3 Afghan meets. Ex-Olympian pleads not guilty to molesting boys at camp. UN atomic watchdog confirms details of new Iran centrifuges. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Inside the Raiders, Hudson gut punch a surprise to fans raucous after Gakko euphoria. Police, Georgia shooting suspect may have sexual addiction. SF Giants gaining bullpen clarity with big performances from several key relievers. Pac-12 stock report, Utah's risk and opportunity, with firing Chris Kowiak, Arizona dithers, Colorado shines and the Bay Area wallows. Review, brutal ghosts of Katrina Hunt online play, hieroglyph, in SF. Man shot multiple times in Oakland. High-profile Bay Area prep basketball coach protests Pac-12 tournament, starting a movement. U.S. safety agency probes violent Tesla crash in Detroit. Alameda, changes on horizon for how police deal with public. 4 people shot dead, including a 7-year-old, after an argument over a stimulus check, officials say. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Lawmakers' departure produces 4th May 18 special election. Assumptions about hurricane season face winds of change. Jury finds Des Moines man guilty of murder in 2019 killing. FBI seeks Montana man after altercation with BIA officer. Dallas Convention Center readies to house immigrant teens. Review, unhappily, 10 millennials walk into an Airbnb. Lawmakers clean ice, snow at Wyoming Capitol after blizzard. Johnson's X8 coming slams UK response to pandemic. Georgia officials, suspect in Atlanta massage parlor killings was acting alone, 9mm firearm found eye. The next headlines are from The Intercept. What Biden's talking filibuster could look like. Liberal think tanks outline steps to resuming student loan payments in September. Amazon retaliated against Chicago workers following spring COVID-19 protests, NLRB fines. Hope as a discipline, Mariam Kaba on dismantling the carceral state. Feeble pandemic protections of private Texas prison leave people fearing death behind bars. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Wednesday, March 17, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. High-speed air hand dryers spread contamination more than paper towels. When volcanoes go metal. Researchers provide complete clinical landscape for gene link to epilepsy and autism. Scientists shrink pancreatic tumors by starving their cellular neighbors. Researchers identify head impact rates in 4 major high school sports. Examining the value of lumbar spine surgery. Go with the flow, new model helps cities crack bottlenecks, decrease commute times. Magnetism meets topology on a superconductor's surface. It's snowing plastic. We married disorder with order. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Atlanta area parlor shooting suspect may have sexual addiction, police say. Former Met Opera and Ravinia conductor James Levine dead at 77. Baby bottles in which to drink your iced coffee, in Gulf Arab states, a fad sparks a backlash. Man shot on Logan Square porch. Atlanta area massage parlor shootings leave 8 dead, suspect in custody. Mid-April reopening plan would resume in-person high school classes for first time in over a year, Hive updates. Rogers Park duo charged in West Garfield Park carjacking. 2 teens charged with carjacking man at gunpoint in Little Village. 2 men who arranged dates online in Kenwood were instead kidnapped, beaten by men in ski masks, police. Lorraine Newman's interesting memoir looks back in fondness, humor at SNL and more. The feed from the Riverfront Times St. Louis has been removed for putting advertisements in its news RSS feed. Mega vaccination event scheduled for St. Louis. Keep these COVID changes, ditch the rest. Hartman, Missouri GOP attacks trans kids for sport. I'm a food critic, and I lost my sense of taste during COVID. G-Force supplement reviews. Is G-Force the best dental health supplement? Any side effects? User reviews. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Russell Street Deli owners plot pizza and pasta spot in Hamtramck, 2 years after closing. Nurse busted stealing COVID-19 vaccines from TCF Center in Detroit. 21 socially distant things to do outdoors in Michigan this spring. In a week of bad arguments and risible remarks from awful men, including New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, one stands above the rest. Detroit's long-standing Louisiana Creole gumbo expands to the suburbs. Savage Love, phone job. Free Will Astrology, March 17 to 23. Woho the racist mofo. History lesson. Hundreds of union workers in Detroit lost their jobs even after Delta took billions in federal pandemic aid. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Wednesday, March 17, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. River Oaks Theater might be saved. Rebirth of a garden, after the freeze. Astro fans, we need to enjoy Zach Greinke more. Houston Goths need exercise, too. Goth yoga has the hookup. Houston Concert Watch 3/17, Jonathan Tyler, David Allen Coe and more. As Acevedo packs for Miami, his mixed legacy in Texas comes into focus. Cactus flowers bloom again in Solace. Unhappy anniversary, the DeAndre Hopkins trade justification revisited. The next headlines are about world records making news. While you wait for the vaccine, try breaking a Guinness World Record to pass the time, the takeout. BTS set another massive Guinness World Record with Dynamite, Billboard. Meet the Irish siblings who are smashing world records, Guinness World Records. 8-year-old bags world record title for solving 3 Rubik's Cubes with hands and feet, the Indian Express. The world's hottest peppers being used to create the world's spiciest beer, Inside Hook. BTS snagged new Guinness World Record title with Dynamite, NME.com. Alice Springs' John Birmingham set sights on running 5,000th world record, ABC News. Russian freediver claims new record in icy lake by coal plunge, Bangkok Post. Canada's Reek races virtually alone en route to world record in the 1,500 meters, the Globe and Mail. Australian reptile venom program sees coastal taipan break world record, Australasian Leisure Management. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Mars is hiding its lost water beneath the surface, new research suggests. Dangerous high-risk weather is set to unleash tornadoes across the south. Samsung might have another reason not to make a new Galaxy Note this year. The Galaxy A52 and A72 are the stars of Samsung's new mid-range phone lineup. Russian scientists drop a telescope into the deepest lake on Earth. Kevin Feige teases the Falcon and the Winter Soldier's mysterious new Marvel Comics location. I miss my first PC. AMD's Radeon RX 6700 XT is so good that I'm praying there's enough stock. NASA's nearly indestructible airless titanium tires might soon be available for your bike. Save up to $69 on Apple's new iPad Air at Amazon. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was N'Djamena in Chad at 109.94 degrees Fahrenheit or 43.3 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Dome Cii in Antarctica at minus 89.5 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 67.5 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. BMW's big electric car push, selling 2 million new EVs by 2025. Could we fuel our jets using our sewage? Strange microbe breathes nitrates using a mitochondria-like symbiont. AMD Radeon RX 6700 review, if another sold-out GPU falls in the forest. I was a teenage Twitter hacker. Graham Yvonne Clark gets 3-year sentence. Google's new Nest display wants to watch you while you sleep. Google undercuts Apple with new 15% revenue share for Play apps. Another self-driving startup got gobbled up by incumbents. Cricket backs off plan to add subscription fee to millions of devices, updated. Get a bonus $20 gift card when you buy a new Nintendo Switch Lite today. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Georgia Sheriff's Office on Asian spy shooter. Yesterday was a really bad day for him. Ted Lieu sounds off on Trump's Kung Flu rhetoric in wake of the shooting at an Asian American spy in Atlanta. My guide is from the Bible. Grassley says LGBTQ bill would fundamentally manipulate society. Biden opened temporary legal status to thousands of immigrants. Here's how they could end up trapped. This is serious. America's drinking water is disturbingly easy to poison, and cybersecurity experts are sounding the alarm. Trump's position on vaccines could spark a Cold War with Tucker Carlson, analysis. Chicago hospital executive caught bragging about vaccinating Eric Trump before he's eligible. U.S. teen mastermind in epic Twitter hack sentenced to prison. Republicans fixer found dead in Ohio after being ensnared in sweeping bribery investigation. Cops interview Atlanta gunman and claim no indicators of hate crime despite Asian murder spree, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. What we know about the Atlanta area massage parlor shootings. The most radical Republicans aren't in Congress, they're in the state houses. The world tried to make women like you well, you didn't. How Maria Garcia, and a whole generation, are honoring Selena and finding themselves. Putin did it again. New intelligence report says Moscow helped Trump in 2020. Russia worked to boost Trump in 2020, with help from Giuliani, Fox News, and OAN. The Texas freeze set off a methane bomb. Violence Against Women Act runs into GOP objections on guns and trans rights. Conservatives are upset about Dr. Seuss and it's all WAP's fault. Donald Trump is still a public health threat. Democrats are fighting back against the effort to recall Gavin Newsom. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. When the aliens arrive, what will they look like? A zoologist has answers, the New York Times. Primordial lightning strikes may have helped life emerge on Earth, NBC News. Yaphet Kotto, James Bond villain and alien star, dies at 81, the New York Times. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Algernon Pharmaceuticals submits US FDA pre-industrial meeting request for psychedelic drug DMT clinical research program for stroke, Biospace. Study investigates how neurons construct synapses of different strengths, newsmedical.net. New neuroscience-driven multisensory technologies to help the vision impaired, Uric Alert. Minds Lab Pro Review, best all-in-one brain booster on the market, FingerLakes1.com. NavX Life Sciences reports NavX 2-73, blarcamazine, featured as a disease-modifying small molecule in phase 3 clinical trials in a new publication in medical journal titled Future Avenues for Alzheimer's Disease Detection and Therapy, Biospace. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Wednesday, March 17, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Military cover-up of the Dexter UFO incident led to greater government transparency. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Wednesday, March 17, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. True Strange News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by True Strange News. All rights reserved.